demonstrator based in West Sussex in the UK, and I'm coming on to share a card, and I can't decide which one. This week's global design, if you've lost my last two videos, I have taken part in a weekly challenge set by the Global Design Project. I will put links in the description box below or up here, I'm not sure where. And every week they set a challenge. The last 2 weeks my cards have been chosen or have received a special mention, which I'm really grateful for. This week is a colour challenge, and it's a chance to be a guest designer in a future week. So the colours: Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, and this is Petal Pink, although this has discoloured somewhat. A lovely colour combo. Not really Petal Pink is not really my go-to pink, although I'm a pink and purple girl. This was the first card I designed, and although I like it, I don't love it. So I went back to the drawing board, and sometimes designing is a really tricky thing, but because it's the time of year it is, and I am in the throes of making Christmas cards, I turned to this Christmas Classics and Joy of Noel stamp sets to create this card. And actually it's from this design. This was one of the cards for my October card classes, but this is using, so this is stamped and then coloured with the colours, but I couldn't quite decide. I started with this one. This one was quite simple. I have got Petal Pink card base, a bit of Lost Lagoon for a matte layer, and then I've stamped on basic white in Memento, and I've coloured it with blends. This little ribbon, the ribbon is from a duo pack from the annual catalogue. And then I've used 2 dies from my favourite die sets at the moment, Nested Essentials. So to get this little flag, I just love the detail that you get with these dies. And then the label I've used, the smallest deckled rectangles dies. So this was quite simple. I've used a bit of Wink of Stella to colour in the flowers, and I thought that's pretty, but I'm not sure. So I created this card. It has the Pretty Peacock card base, matte layer of the Petal Pink. Then we have Pretty Peacock label, and I've heat embossed this with white embossed powder, and then I've used this really pretty sheer ribbon which has got silver around the edges, and the inside I've done the same mat as the front just to tie it all together, and done a little bit of stamping. And before I go on, and I do love this, but I'm going to do here now another one, and then hopefully by the end I'll have decided which one I like best and which one I'm going to enter into the challenge. So for those of you with a catalogue, or if you haven't got a demonstrator and live in the UK or Europe and would like a catalogue, then please get in touch and I'm happy to send one to you. Page 28 and 29, I've used the Joy of Noel and the Classic Bundle stamp set. It does come with coordinating dies, and they are bundled, so you get 10% off the bundle price if you buy them together at the moment. I love them. I've lent a friend the dies, but I thought I would make this card with you today. So this time I've got Lost Lagoon base, and then I've got a matte of the Pretty Peacock and a layer of basic white. I've got the same for the inside, and these are just cut down in increments. I will put the measurements on my blog and there'll be links in the description box below. So I'm just going to take the 2 white bits and then we can do some stamping straight away. So I don't ruin my my mat. I've got a spare bit of grid sheet, and this is very simple with Memento ink. And when it's a big stamp like that, I like to have my block down with the stamp face up, and then you can get a good layer. Now I've also, ahead of time, I've cut a pink banner and another banner, so I just for placement I'm going to pop that there because I can leave that there, and I know that that is going to cover that up. Oh, dog's awake, playing with my husband. And again, I'm going to come in and just don't want to overlap, but that's going to be covered up. It looks lovely. And I'm going to come in from the bottom. I think I'm going to do that. Nice little sprig in the corner there, and the same with that. Just while I've got the memento out, and I'm not that bothered to get a lot of it in there, just a little bit of a taster. And I've got another sentiment, so the sentiments from the Christmas classics. Let's put it right way up to you and yours. And then we will colour these with, let's just put that way. Give those a quick colour. Yes, and I'm not sure. I've done 2 labels, so we'll do some heat embossing with those, and then we can try and decide which we're going to use. So I have got Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock and Petal Pink. So I shall do my berries first. I'm actually doing this on Sunday, filming this on Sunday. I always leave it to the last minute. I've not been very well this week. It's only been a head cold. It's not the end of the world, but it's delayed my creative time because I've been working all week. But it's a really grey day here in the south coast. Probably don't need to come in with 2 colours, but I'm going to anyway. Just want to have a bit of a darker colour at the base. I'm not sure how well that will show up on camera. The light pink is almost finished, so I think I might have to get another pair. They come in bundles, the blends. do them quite quickly because I'm sure you don't want to spend time watching me colouring, especially when I don't do it particularly well. But actually, these are beautiful colours. Not being too precious about it. While I'm concentrating, it's quite hard for me to talk as well. Funny. Right. Actually, we should have done those flowers at the same time, eh? As well. I'm going to very quickly come in and do a little bit of dark. At the base and along. Just to give a little bit of shading. You need to do that one. Let's do those. Come back over with the light just to blend that a little bit. And then we will come back with the light Pretty Peacock. I don't think I'm going to do any blending on that because there's, with the spines already drawn in, kind of gives it a little bit of colour, but I'm going to use the dark Pretty Peacock on the sort of fronds here just to bring in that darker colour. Usually take a little bit more care. And then we'll just come in with this dark go over those leaves. Just to tie that in a bit. Like that. Let's do those on the inside as well. That's it. Take that away very quickly. just going to go over with the Wink of Stella. And a mistake some of my ladies make is that they don't think anything's happening, and so they squeeze and squeeze and then it all pours out. But if I show you very quickly, I don't know if you can see that, they are actually sparkly. Probably doesn't show that on the camera on my phone. So I'm doing each colour in turn so that I don't sort of bleed or spread that colour where it doesn't need to be. I'm not sure that it really would, but I don't want to risk it. And then you can do that in between if you're worried, because I would normally do all the lighter and then go to the darker one. But basically the stamping blends are alcohol based, and this has got alcohol in as well, or isotyl, whatever it is. That just gives it a very subtle little shine. I don't know if you can see that, can you? Not sure. Anyway, let's stick those, pop those there, because we're going to stick those in. I'm going to very quickly do some heat embossing. We'll do, I think we're going to do white on there. So I'm going to use my dust buddy. I'm going to do the white first, and then I'm not sure how well it's going to last on there. So I've got, where have I put the Merry? Okay, lost my Merry there. So I'm going to do white on the Lost Lagoon. And then I'm going to do, just as an experiment, Pretty Peacock with clear on this one. Now the thing with that is you have to move quite quickly. More quickly than on normal card. Let's and because Versamark is such a sticky ink, you can take a little bit of time before you take the heat gun to it. So let's just see. Really is just magic. No, I didn't get enough. It's not very shiny. I'm not very happy with that. Might have to redo that one again. Anyway, before we bother with that, still think that's going to be nicer. Let's have a try. So, right. The wet glue just gives you a little bit of time to maneuver that in place. Actually, so what do we think? That yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm not going to. There we go. Decision made. So that's going to go on with some dimensionals. I'm trying really hard not to cough. Failed. Let's get those out the way. Oh, yes. Not that it makes any difference. I would not normally lay a card in the centre, but I think it ties it up quite nicely. if you've got 2 layers on the outside, I think it's quite nice to layer them up on the inside as well, so it matches it up, balances it. I'm going to pop that on there with a ribbon, and I'm going to use the same ribbon now. What I was trying to do before was stick it there and tie a bow, and I found that I'm going to try it, but I found that I was rushing up the card, is that word? And so I found a nice way of doing it. So get very tied, finger tied, doing it that way. Now, so if you use a die, if I can find what I did with the die, there we go, that is the perfect size I found for my die cut. While they're faffing about, it works really well. So pop that off, and then that feeds over the card, she says. Quite easily. I put that on upside down though. It's probably an easier way, but on camera it is sometimes not very easy. Well, I'm now having trouble these days tying bows. So a couple more dimensionals to hold that in place. Popping that up there, and as you say, it hides all of that, so we can just faff around with this now a little bit more, and I'm going to just tuck that underneath there to help that lay a little bit nicer. My scissors. There we go. And if we're worried about this, we can get our mini glue dots and grab with our take a pick tool, scrunch it up a little, and then that holds that nicely in place. And then we've got this one, a couple more dimensionals there. I'll stick that down there, and I have just to decorate a bit of simple bling, if I can find them, just the basic rhinestones. And there we go, we will a little bit of a mark there, so we'll just pop that there. What do you think? Do you have, which one do you like best? So that was where I started, which is very simple, and then just different colorways. I'm not sure which one I like. I think I like this one best, because it has, but it doesn't have the, oh, I'm not sure. anyway, I'll make a decision and let you know. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. If you are already a subscriber, thank you. I've had some new subscribers, so thank you very much. If you're not, then please consider hitting the subscription button. And I try to release videos once a week, so hopefully see you soon. Bye for now.